Firstly, hi my favorite viewers, and yes, welcome back to Children and Teenagers World. And I'm sorry I had to let you wait for so long, but anyways, let's get back to talking to them. So before I asked her about, you know, the inequalities around the world, but apart from that, I would also like to know right now, what are your hobbies?
Well, I actually do like reading as well. I really feel like I always write my stories, what comes to my head. Then the other thing I like is swimming and singing. I like singing because it can just express how you feel, and swimming is just fun to swim.
I know, it lets you become healthy and stay fit as well, isn't it? But you said you like reading a lot of stories, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us a story today?
Well, I have this story called Thumbelina, and I could tell you guys. So, one day lived a married couple in a village, but they never had a child, but they always wished they had one. So the wife went to the witch's house and asked, "Oh, witch, I don't have any children, but I really want some." So the witch said, here's some seeds, grow them and you will be surprised. So the woman went to her house and grew them. Before it bloomed, she kissed the petals, and short after it bloomed, and inside was a teeny girl called Thumbelina. The lady holded Thumbelina in her hand and let her grow and grow and grow. And then one day, Thumbelina was sleeping, and this ugly frog came and take her, and he said, "Ooh, she will be perfect for my son." So he took her while she was sleeping to the pond, and the son, who was nearly as ugly as his father, jumped out of the pond and croaked loudly. The father said, "Shh, you're going to wake up the girl." So they swam into the river and put her in a green leaf. And when she woke up, when she realized she wasn't at home, she started crying and crying and crying. But what they were hearing, then the frog came and they were hearing her crying, and they said, "Ha ha, you're gonna marry my son." And Thumbelina said, "I don't want to marry your son." But when these fish, they heard the frog saying them. So they swam to Thumbelina and say, "Don't worry, we'll save you." So they nibbled the string, which was next to the river. And Thumbelina went going to the river where it was almost a waterfall. But these lovely birds said, "Cheep, cheep, that's such a beautiful girl." So when they were saying that, Thumbelina was just about to fall. But then they caught her and they accidentally threw her down. And she was trying to make her way home. And she saw this big field, and she was trying to make her way through it when she fell into a hole. And now she saw a door, and she knocked on it and then inside lived a little kind-hearted mouse, and she let her in immediately, and Thumbelina ate all the food that she offered. And the mouse said, "I'll let you stay in my house only if you tell me a story every day. My friend is gonna come, and he's more wealthier than me. You should go with him." So when the mole came, he said he fell in love with Thumbelina, but Thumbelina didn't love him. But he said, "Come to my house." And Thumbelina said, "Okay." They went down, and they saw the bird that was saying "cheep, cheep." And he was lying down, and he fell through the hole, and his wings were sprayed. So when she felt so bad, but the mole said he wasn't here, and he kicked the bird. And that made Thumbelina feel so bad. She just hated that man. And then she ran off to the mouse's house. And the next day she was weaving a blanket for the pigeon, and she went down there again, and she actually made him feel better, gave him water and gave him a blanket and stuff like that. And when he finally opened his eyes, he said, "Thank you for looking after me. You should come with me to a hotel place and we'll live happily ever. She said, I would like to, but I can't leave the mouse by herself. So he said, in that case, farewell, Thumbelina. So Thumbelina walked back home, and then she basically went home and told the mouse. And then one day, she like felt sorry for the pigeon for saying bye-bye. She said, when she saw him again, she said, can you please take me? And this time she said, okay, I'll go with you. And he landed her into a beautiful flower, and inside bloomed a fairy prince. And he said, you are so beautiful, can you marry me? And she said, okay. And then he gave her the crown, and then instantly she got wings, and they lived happily ever after. The end.
Oh, this is such a cute story. So nice. But when I think about this story, I also remember about, being alone in life and sometimes. And this could happen to anyone at any times. But yeah, and I loved your story. But going a bit off topic right now, we could discuss about technology, I mean, technology is having such a big effect on our generation. So I would like to know, what do you think are the good things about technology?
Well, I think technology, you can have fun, you can have like play games and research stuff like that.
What do you think is bad about technology?
I think it's bad that you can. So if you get like a text from an unknown person, or you get a reward that you didn't that you didn't ask for, then you shouldn't enter it, because if you do, then something might happen to you.
I know. So from these guys you could learn that sometimes there are viruses that are in technology, but technology is also good for research and to play games that are educational sometimes. But guys, also be aware of grooming, which is, yes, as she said actually, that sometimes people may text you, persuade you to meet them, and you might end up in such a lonely situation. But that's why I also will suggest to the parents that also always pay attention to your children and how they are using technology in their daily life, because you never know, they might become a victim of grooming, and you really don't want that. But anyways, viewers, let's go for a riddles time now. So I've got riddles for both of you. So let's start with you, Malik. So Malik, what kind of tree can you hold with your hands? Do you want a clue?
Yes, please.
It's a type of tree.
A cherry tree?
It could have been, but what I was thinking for the answer of the question is palm tree. Remember palm? And there is a palm tree, isn't it? For you, the riddle is, what has an eye but cannot see?
Oh.
Would you like a clue?
Yes, please.
It's to do with retail work.
That's hard.
Would you like the answer?
Yeah.
Well, the answer to that was a needle. Have you seen your mom ever do the needle? The needle has an eye, isn't it? But you cannot see, isn't it?
No.
So guys, if you have any questions to me, why don't you?
I actually have a riddle.
Is it?
Yeah.
I usually don't get riddles, but yes, I'll give it a try.
So there's one big house with 3 rooms. One has paper, one has bags, and one has money. The house got on fire, and the policeman came. Which room did they water down first?
I think it's the room with the bags, because I think in the bag you have the paper, and the paper paper is money.
No.
What's the answer to that?
None of them, because police don't take out fire.
And this riddle actually tricked me, And that is a good riddle. I'm going to use that next time. But yes,
okay.
And guys, it has been wonderful to have you today in this show. But viewers, we have come towards the end for today, and I hope that you loved her story and her beautiful poem in sign language, and also the riddle, isn't it? But yeah, and before I go, I would love to leave you with this teaching that nothing shines brighter than the beauty of your heart. I know people can look really pretty and really beautiful, but the beauty that counts the most is the beauty of your heart, and always remember that. But anyways, yeah, if you want to join our show, you could email us, or if you have missed any of our show, you could still watch that on YouTube if you missed that, obviously. But anyways, it has been wonderful to have you guys in our show, and we have to go for today. So stay well, be happy, and remember to watch Children and Teenagers World on every other Saturday. Goodbye.
Bye.